Hi, this is Dean from TRS and TRS Survival. We've got another video of bushcraft or bullshit for you. And this one is about cutting a piece of paracord with another piece of paracord. The trick says that you can tie the paracord, where you want it, mark where you want to cut it, and then take another piece of paracord, and the heat that it creates from the friction is actually going to melt the paracord and cut it. Just kind of initial thoughts coming across it. Seems like there's a lot better ways to cut a piece of paracord. I guess the assumption is you don't have a knife and now you need something else. Seems like there might be a lot of other things you could use other than the elaborate process of finding two anchor points that work with the length of string that you're trying to produce, and just seems a little overkill. But we're going to go ahead and give it a try and see if it actually works. My guess is that it is going to work. It's going to be a lot of work to make it work, and at the end of the day you probably could have found a sharp stone and accomplished the task a lot faster. So we're going to take one of these strands. We've already got it set up over here, and we'll go ahead and give this a try. All right, so here's our setup. Basically, you're supposed to drape it over, grab the other end, and then try and keep it in the same spot. And it should get hot and melt. All right, so actually worked pretty fast, faster than I thought. It did make a relatively clean cut. I've got to say I'm a little surprised. One of these strands kind of pulled out, but the other kind of melted itself and kind of sealed it. Same thing over here. I guess I got to say I would consider myself wrong on this one. It was actually fairly easy. The only thing kind of funky about this is that you've got to find two anchor points that you can tie the string between and have that fairly close to the length that you actually need it sized to. It does work. It wasn't that difficult. It didn't even break a sweat. So I got to say I'm impressed by this one. Still, there's a lot better ways to cut a piece of paracord. I am curious to see if like a sharp stone would work faster. I just went out and found this really quickly. It was one of the first stones I picked up. It happens to be relatively sharp. And I've got this anchored, and I'm just going to see how fast I can cut through it with a stone instead of using another piece of paracord. So I've already made it through the sheath material on the paracord. You can see that didn't take too long. So that worked as well. Definitely messier. This definitely takes the cake as far as a clean cut, and the guts kind of started coming out. But it did work, and it did work pretty quickly. And I would say in most situations, this might be your better bet if you're not looking for a real clean cut, because the setup was pretty minimal. I could step on one end with my foot and hold the other here and probably do this pretty effectively. So there's a lot of ways to cut paracord, and using another piece of paracord is one of them. So I would say that that is a real skill or a trick that is worth knowing. But always think outside the box. There might be a simpler solution, just down on the floor. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to see some more bushcraft skills put to the test, then I'd like you to subscribe to our channel, and we'll be putting up new videos pretty regularly. And I hope you enjoyed.